Over here. Just clicked OK. All right, hey everybody, welcome to a live Q&A with yours truly, Sam Healy. Not any real overarching theme that's going on here, so I'm just going to be taking any and all questions and I'll try to answer them as best as I possibly can. So we'll just spend about an hour or so together and get on with the rest of our day after that. So that's what we are going to do. All right, hello from Oregon. The Dangerous Saint? Oh, the Dangerous Saint. Yeah, okay, cool. Kas, hello, welcome. Dice Odyssey. Dutch Yoda, hello. And Mohit Yadav, hi, welcome. All right, well, we are few in number, only 31 watching right now, but hopefully that'll grow. And if it doesn't, that's fine too. We'll just have a little bit of a fireside chat going on here, as they used to do. Yuka, hello from Finland. Hello, good to see you. We'll see. Let's see here. All right, well, we've got some questions right off the bat. Before we get into those, basically we are in no man's land in between Essen, and we're about to go to Pax Unplugged here in a few weeks. And then after Pax Unplugged, we've got a couple of weekends of Dice Tower retreats set up. So we're going to be doing that. In between all of that, we've got some more scheduled live plays coming through. We've got, I think, Maple Games coming in next week, if I'm not mistaken. To play play one of their new games, so I'm looking forward to that. Really enjoy spending time with Daryl Andrews, and he's a great guy. So we enjoy having him down for the thing. We just had Glenn Drover in yesterday. That was a really good time as well. He's a super nice guy too, and we enjoyed playing Extraordinary Adventures Pirates with him. So we've got a lot of stuff going on here at the studio over the next month and a half, so to speak. So hold on to your hats, as it were. So let's go ahead and get some of these questions. Which do you prefer, Risk Europe or Risk Legacy? Risk Europe, I believe, is the new one that has just come out. And I tend to prefer Risk Legacy probably more than Risk Europe. I did enjoy it. Hello from Dublin, Tiago. Nice to see you. Did you get your copy and play Speed Freaks? I haven't been able to play it yet. I've got it all put together, and I've read over the rules a couple of times. I need to do it again before we actually get it to the table, but that'll probably happen in tandem with each other, reading it again and getting it to the table at the same time. Let's see, any post-con crud issues within the Dice Tower crew? Yeah, Z got hit pretty hard with cold. I have the fringes of con crud. I have this bottle of men's vitamins that are gummies, and I take 2 in the morning and 2 at night. And usually that helps stave off con crud for me, but it's holding on because when we came back from Essen, the weather had changed here. So it was kind of a 1-2 punch there, but I'm able to stave off most of it. Z got pretty hit hard with it though. Let's see here. Good morning, Paul Saxberg from Roxley Games. Good morning. Let's see. Greetings from exotic Atlanta, Jim. You cracked me up. Any special plans for PAX? No, not really. I mean, we've got a couple of things that we're doing. I think Tom wants to go up to I can't even remember where it is, some restaurant somewhere. You know how Tom is. So I think we're doing that one of the days, but I don't think that we have anything else special going on. We do have a night, I believe it's Saturday night at 9 p.m., I think. Could be wrong with the time and the day, but we've got an actual room set aside for us for open gaming. So that was cool that PAX did that for us. Appreciated that a lot. Board live game. Okay, hello. Good to see you. Good morning, Tyler. Ahoy, Diosamente. Do you have any new info about the commissioned expansion? I do not. I haven't been reading all of my emails as diligently as I probably should have. We've been kind of inundated with work because we're trying to stay ahead of the curve here, and that can be difficult from times. But no, I don't have any new information on the commissioned expansion. Hello, Eric. Nice to see you. Just jumped on me. Sorry about that. Let's see here. Let me go ahead and I'm going to break out chat here because that's a little bit, it makes it easier for me to do that a little bit. So let me do that. All right. That makes it a little bit easier. All right. So let's see here. Someone bought me Shogun for my birthday. As Matthew says, do you recommend a full 5-player game, or does it scale well at 3, 4, and 5? It's been so long since I played Shogun. I would imagine a 5-player game might be a little bit tenuous at best. You might want to go with 3 or 4 to start off with, and then maybe give 5 a try later on after you have a more experience with the game. So there you go. Nice beard, thank you very much. It's getting a little scraggly though. I'm thinking about getting it trimmed up, going to a professional to do it because I'm afraid I'm going to mess it up if I try to hack at it. So, but thank you for saying so. I appreciate it. Casey says we're about to play Blood Rage for the first time with a full complement of people. Can you give me any strategies? You must focus on the draft. If you neglect the draft, if you let people have cards that you know that are going to benefit from them, you're going to have a hard time winning. But just have fun with it for your first few times, and after that, you'll see the inherent strategies that are in there, and hopefully you'll also see that the Loki strategy is not as powerful as everybody says it is if effectively drafted against. That's the main thing. Do you still keep in touch with Vernon? I thought he did a really good job teaching, painting, engaging with the Dice Tower crew. He did, and we miss him a lot. I was just playing with Nina, playing games at our Tuesday night meetup with Nina, and she was communicating with Vernon, and we were all communicating with Vernon through her. So, yes, we do keep in touch with him from time to time, but yeah, we do miss him. What game on Essen you wanted to play but didn't manage to find time for? I really, my top anticipated game from Essen was the Battlestar Galactica Starship Battles, and I didn't get to play it. I went by their booth, and every time I went by their booth, somebody else was already demoing the game, and it was a full complement of people demoing the game, 2 people on each side. So there wasn't any room for me to step in there. But I really do like the production value of the game, and I like some of the different ways that they have changed up that Wings of War system. Excited for the new Sword and Sorcery Kickstarter. I usually don't get excited, so to speak, about Kickstarters in general, just because there's so many games that are vying for my attention right here in front of my face. And so to look forward to the future, what may it be 3 or 6 or 12 months down the road, that's just not my bag. So I don't usually get excited about Kickstarters, but I can see how other people do. Really enjoying the Blood Rage beard. Thanks, Kaz. Hey, Sam, have you tried out Reavers of Midgard yet? No, I haven't. I haven't been able to. I wanted to try to demo it at Essen, but they were not demoing it. They were just showing it off. But I have a pretty good connection with Grey Fox Games, so soon. Hopefully soon. We'll see. Let's see. Have you tried or heard anything about Gingerbread House by Philip Walker Harding? I know Tom really enjoys it. He's been enjoying it a lot here. He's been the one that's been playing it and will, I believe, be doing the review for it. So I've heard good things from him about it. So there's that. Just bought TI4, and I'm going to play for the first time next week. What is your favorite Twilight Imperium race to play? Do you have a favorite race for TI Rex? I don't have a favorite race for TI Rex, but my favorite Twilight Imperium race are the Ghosts of Cruz. The Ghosts of Cruz, that's my favorite one. I just like having the different wormhole capabilities and so forth. So there you go. Out of Z and Tom, who wins the most? I would imagine Z does. He just tends to pull out victories left and right. He probably wins more than Tom and I put together. Have you gotten a copy of Heroes of Black Reach yet? No, I haven't. But I've heard that it's on the way. As soon as the North America shipment arrives, that it'll be sent forthwith. I don't know. They didn't say forthwith, but hopefully soon. Yes. Hi and good evening, Costas Ernst. I was wondering, is it possible to make a living from what you do in the Dice Tower, or you guys have a regular job as well? Well, I do have another part-time job, but with a family, it's pretty tight. But as you know, maybe a single person or something like that, I'm sure that yes, you could easily. Maybe not easily, but yes, you could. But there's a lot of other stuff involved there. So I don't want to say that across the board, but with enough background there, yeah, you probably could. What do you think, Reichholt or Agricola? Please answer the question. I've not played Reichholt, so I don't know how it compares to Agricola. I don't know if I like it better than Agricola, or the same as Agricola. So I can't answer the question. I apologize. What is the map on top of the table? This is from GameMat.eu, and this is the Chem Zone version of the mat, and it is I want to say it is it's a 4x4, I want to say. And they make really great mats. They're waterproof. So I've tested that. I've made videos about those. You can go back and check them out. But where we poured Coke, we poured hot coffee, hot tea, cold water, Mountain Dew, a number of different types of liquids on this, and they all beat it up and wiped off real nicely. No staining or anything like that. So they are definitely waterproof, and they're definitely not as expensive as you might think, even with shipping. So they're pretty cool. Go check them out. It's GameMat.eu. Do you see PAX Unplugged being a regular annual trip for the Dice Tower crew? Probably so. It is just more of our kind of convention rather than... Now, don't get me wrong. We really enjoyed going to BGG. Really enjoyed that. It's a great convention, and we're not trying to throw any disparaging remarks their way at all. We really enjoyed our times in Dallas, but it was more of a leisure trip than a business trip, and we try to take care of business as much as possible. So PAX Unplugged was more down the avenue of the kinds of the conventions that we really feel like we should be going to, that where we can connect with a great a number of our fans. We can also have that presence with the publishers and so forth and so on. So it just felt like more of a working convention for us, which is what we were looking for anyway. So yeah, we probably are going to be staying on with PAX Unplugged for quite some time, I would imagine. I'm not the one that makes that decision, but it just seems like we would. Let's see here. In a few weeks, when you're in Philly for PAX Unplugged, can I offer you guys an amazing ramen shop around the corner from the convention hall? You'd have to contact Tom about that. He's the one that kind of plans all of the different things that we're able to do, and if we can get away, we'll sure. Congrats on reaching 200,000 viewers. Thank you for saying so. We appreciate that. Adge Matthews asks, why do people like the Mind? I saw 3 separate 4-player games going on at the same time at my last gaming group. I can't answer that question, why other people like it. And I don't like it, so I'm not really the person to ask that question to. Did you play Blackout, or do you think it is at Great Western Trail level? Tom has played Blackout, and he says that yes, it is Great Western Trail level as far as complexity is concerned. I do not have Black Reach Killgun 2. It is out in Europe. It's also out in Canada. It just hasn't got here to the U.S. yet. Do you still play Wasteland Express delivery service? I don't, because we have so many other games playing. But it's not that I won't play it. I still have it in my collection. It's on my shelves. But I do still enjoy it, and I don't know if it's any good with 2 players. I haven't played it with 2 players. But it was also nice meeting you two at S and Jessica. Philip Leitao says, Liznex MindNet or Mintac Coalition. I usually don't play either of those. Have you gotten Imperial Assault's Tyrants of Lothal yet? No, we haven't. What game do you prefer, Lords of Hellas or Cry Havoc? Lords of Hellas. And that's mainly due to Cry Havoc's. I don't really like the combat mechanism in Cry Havoc, where you're betting or wagering, what action you're going to kind of. The Cry Havoc's combat system is very similar to Rising Suns, in my opinion, and I don't like either of them very much because of that. But I do like the games. That's just the one part of each of those games that I didn't really grasp onto right now. What do you think is Games Workshop's best game? Currently, right now, I am not basing this upon sales or anything like that. I'm just basing it upon what I like. And right now, their favorite game is the Warhammer Underworld's Shadespire / Night Vault. Those are the games that I enjoy the most from Games Workshop right now. I haven't played Speed Freaks yet, so I'm waiting to see how that pans out. But currently, the Warhammer Underworld's Shadespire / Night Vault, those are the best games for me from Games Workshop right now. Hello, Gaming Dragons from Puerto Rico. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Do you airbrush your minis or just hand paint? I was gifted a beginner level airbrush. And Vernon has taken some time to show me how to basically use it, and I'm just not as comfortable with using it. I have airbrushed minis in the past, but I'm not. It's just been for basing them. It hasn't been for any detail work or anything like that. I really haven't taken the time to learn how to use that airbrush just yet, but it is on the docket of things that I would like to get done. Let's see here. Have you played Teotihuacan? No, I haven't. Tom and Z have both played it. It looked a little bit heavy for my tastes. What was your number 1 expansion released at Essen? Strangely enough, I didn't really focus on expansions that much. I am interested in trying the Carcassonne Safari, which I guess is a standalone expansion to it. So there's that. I was able to look at a expansion for Tsukuyumi Full Moon Down that's coming up in the future, and I was actually able to, they gave me a print and play copy of one of the factions from that new expansion that they have coming out as well. So that's probably the one that I'm looking forward to the most. I also got a lot of expansions for Village Attacks, which is a very fun game as well. So there's those. But I really wasn't focused on the expansions. I was trying to get games played that were on my my top 10 anticipated games list. So didn't really pay attention much to the expansions. The Dangerous Saint, do you still do any youth ministry? Yes. Matter of fact, we've got youth group tonight. What are some good games for larger groups, 10 to 20? That's really, really difficult. I usually have to burst into the mass market genre in order to, if I want to try to play games with that many people, you usually have to break them up into 2 larger teams. But if I have 10 to 20 people, usually I'm going to take them outside and play some type of outside activity with them. Because I wouldn't say most, but a lot of the teens that are in my youth group aren't avid board gamers. They're not really interested in it either, so I'm not trying to force feed them that. But with that having been said, we have played a pretty large game of Deception Murder in Hong Kong one night. It didn't go over that well because there's a pretty big disparity in age groups as well. We have 6th grade all the way up to 12th grade in our youth group. And so sometimes the younger ones don't grasp as much or don't have as much fun with a game that the older ones are really enjoying. So, and that creates a awkward dichotomy that's there. So I try to stay away from that. If I have 10 to 20, it's usually an outside game. Sam, does it appear Huddersfield is becoming the new gaming hotspot? Dan, the guest at Essen Show, couple on TPL. Yeah, well, that's just the way it goes. That's an interesting phenomenon, yeah? Blood Rage or Rising Sun? Blood Rage, hands down. How do you decide on games for your game marathons? Looking forward to your next game marathon. It's usually just a conversation that we have in between editing videos or something to that effect that we all talk about together. And we kind of hammer out a list of games that we'd all be interested in playing. If you could pick up one game to back on Kickstarter at this very moment, what would it be? One game on Kickstarter. Well, you know what? I'm not sure. Let me go ahead and look at what's going on here. Kickstarter. Let's see here. Gonna go to games. And all right, let's see. Let's view all. Alrighty, let's see here. Not an all-out endorsement, but Valhalla is a game that is that I've played multiple times with me and my sons, and we've all enjoyed. My son, one of my oldest son and I have enjoyed it. Not so much my younger David, older son rather. So that's one you might want to look at. Let's see. Wow, there's some really. Atlantis Rising. That one, cooperative worker placement game, Elf Creek Games. That one is got 23 days left to go. And Atlantis Rising was a fun game, but now it's got Vintage Traits artwork. It looks amazing. So that one, give that one a whirl. Let's load some more, and we can go through this a little bit more. Let's see here. Deep Madness is, I've not played it, don't know anything about it, but it's going bonkers. It's over 1,000% funded with 13 days to go. It hit 500,000, so that's looking pretty big. Let's see here. Ancient Chronicles is out there. Still looking at different things. Reavers of Midgard, that would definitely be one of the ones. That one is 1,600% funded with 13 days to go. It has hit the 250,000 mark almost. It's got about $5,000 left to go, but it'll probably make that. That's one I'm really interested in the same universe as Champions of Midgard. The Everrain, that's also a good one, coming from Grimlord Games. They're 301% funded with 16 days to go. I was able to demo that one at Essen, and the demo was a very mechanical demonstration on purpose, but the storyline that's overarching is pretty strong as well, and I'm more interested in how that's going to tie in everything more than anything else. It's a cooperatively styled game where you're working together. You're each ship captains, and you're working together to try to roll back the evil that is destroying the Earth. So there's that. But I enjoyed my time with that. Adam Smith ran me through a demo of it, and he did a great job explaining everything, and the miniatures are going to look awesome as well. So give that one a look. We just played Extraordinary Adventures Pirates with Glenn Drover from Forbidden Games yesterday, and it's 72% funded already. So it's got 28 days to go. That was a fun game, and it's got great artwork from a Disney artist. So go try it out. Go see what you think, and you can go back and watch the live play that we did. We all had a great time playing the game, so there's that. I'm just continuing to scroll here, and I'll stop on something that catches my eye. But so far, nothing's really jumping out right now. But ooh, what is that? Stalin's Final War. One small step. It looks like a war game. Tidal Blades, Heroes of the Reef. That one is also very fun. We did that one live play as well with James Hudson. He stopped by. That has gone over 500,000, 727% funded, 54 hours to go. So just a little bit over 2 days left on that one. So if you're interested in that, that's cool. And let's see. Okay, well, I am still scrolling here, but I'm not really getting much else that's really kind of striking my fancy. So there's that. I think I've effectively answered your question. Any of those I would probably be willing to do that with. But let's see, restore chat, and then let's pop out chat again. All right, well, that was a longer answer than you were probably expecting. So that's that. Let me see if I can find, let's see, where is it? Let's see, I can't go any further up in the chat, so I apologize if I missed. Any recommendations for cleaning neoprene mats? Nope. I've never tried to clean one, so I don't know how well. Maybe soap and water, but I don't even know if that'll work. That might create some type of film on your mat, so I do not know. What's a good or where's a good place to ask you about how you value games and play from a theological perspective? Ooh. Twitter. If you send me a private message on Twitter, I'd be glad to talk to you about that. Or Facebook would also be a way for me to connect with you on that as well. Most memorable, funniest thing that happened at Essen 2018 with the Dice Tower crew. I don't know. It was really just kind of business as usual there. Nothing really happened that was out of the ordinarily funny or memorable or anything like that. Not that we didn't have a good time in each other's company. It's just, I guess for me, it wasn't really with the rest of the crew. It was at the Dice and Mystics event that we went to on Saturday night. We started a game of Blood Rage a lot later than we should have, and on top of that, it was a 5-player game of Blood Rage. So, mistakes were made, but it was such a great time. We were laughing, making jokes. My Vikings were known as the feline ram clans because I had that ability where if I died in battle, I could come back with a guy, immediately invade a guy for free. And so we just had that joke going around the table. It's probably much funnier at like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning than it would be right now, of where, my guys would just come back and go, that type of thing. So it was pretty fun. But that was a very memorable time. It always is. The people that run it are great people. The people that attend are also great people as well. So we always have a great time at the Dice and Mystics thing. Hello, Kabuki. That's probably a long time ago, but hello. What do you think about unique games? Discovery, Lands Unknown, and Special. One word: gimmick. Period. What is your favorite guild in Smiths of Winterforge? I don't really have one. I think they're all neat because they all have their own special little starting abilities, but I don't really have a favorite one in guild, but that's a great game. Very fun. Hi from Uruguay. Hello, Andres. As Catholic, I love when I hear it as a faith man. Well, thank you. I appreciate that very much. Ryan Toscher just got Fire and Axe. Is there a 2-player variant, or do I need 3? Oh, you might need 3. I don't think there's a 2-player variant out there, but I could be wrong. Again, I haven't played the game for a while. Yeah. This is funny. I think Gray Fox is trying to trick, quote unquote, all those who like Champions of Midgard into backing a very Euro game, Reavers. They didn't demo it and only yesterday posted videos about gameplay. I don't know that they're trying to, let's be honest, Champions of Midgard is, at best, it's a hybrid game. It definitely has some strong Euro style elements to it. I mean, yeah, you're rolling dice for a combat and that type of thing, but that's about the only Amerithrash part of Champions of Midgard that there are. So to imply that they're trying to be, nefarious here about tricking people into liking a game that's not very much like their other game, I don't know about that. There's a lot of Euro mechanisms in Champions of Midgard. So, yeah. Which 2 games would make a fun mashup? Blood Rage and Risk? Wow. Blood Risk. A good matchup. I'd have to give that more thought. I apologize. Let's see here. Do you have a favorite gaming store? Well, I mean, we have our cool stuff incorporated here in Kendall that we go to that is a brick and mortar, and we really enjoy going there. We enjoy the management. Of course, we enjoy our relationship with the owners as well. But that's really the only store that I go to on a regular basis. So the one up in Toronto, Snakes and Lattes, they have an amazing operation there with a board game cafe, and both of the locations that I've been to have been phenomenally run and very clean, very well done. So that's probably those are a couple of my favorites. Yeah. Let's see here. Any news on the Narcos board game? Not that I know of. No. Did I play Rise of Fenris? No, I did not. I would have liked to, but just didn't work out the timing of it. Does your family have any Advent Christmas traditions? Not really. We kind of watch A Christmas Story every year. With Ralphie, and you'll shoot your eye out, that type of thing. So I guess if you want to call that a tradition, yeah, maybe. But do you think Keyforge will have a big impact on board games like Magic the Gathering? I don't know. I would think probably not. It just doesn't seem like the same level of impact that Magic the Gathering will have or has had. What would you say would be the best convention for someone to go to as their first convention? It's really going to sound like I'm tooting our own horn here, but the Dice Tower convention is probably one of the best mid-level sized conventions that you can probably go to. There is a ton of gaming time and space at Dice Tower Con. There is also a good representation of the different publishers that come in for our trade hall. Cool Stuff Incorporated has a great presence there. They have a huge ding and dent sale every day at the convention. There are a number of great other kinds of activities, and on top of that, the venue is an amazing venue. So I think it's one of the best first conventions that you could possibly go to. So yeah. Let's see. I know you don't care for Eclipse, but do you think the new edition will catch your attention? Probably not. And I don't say that as a grudge or anything like that. It's just that for a game like that to catch my attention, it would have to go through a lot of different iterations for it to be in on me, because I already have level 7 Omega Protocol and I already have Twilight Imperium 4th edition. Yeah, if you're vying for my time in that genre, you're really going to have to do better than just a new edition. You're going to have to do a lot of different changes. Bones and Banners says, "Hi Sam, always fun to listen to your Q&A. I know you like the Northern mythology, and I just know you would love the book with the same name by Neil Gaiman. 4.5 stars. All right, so I'll take a look at that. I'm reading a couple other things right now, so it might be a while before I can get to it, but I will keep that in mind. How and when did you start painting and customizing game components?" Well, that was back when I started playing Warhammer 40K, which was, I want to say 3rd edition of Warhammer 40K, maybe 4th edition. That's when I started, and I think they came out with 5th edition while I was playing, and then after that we kind of got out of it. But that was, oh, good night. That was back when I was in college, so a long time ago. So there you have that. Dinesh Kumar says, "I bought Memoir 44 on your recommendation. Very good. Was mildly disappointed because the setup was too long. Not all of the pieces are in active gameplay." That is true, Dinesh, and I apologize for that, but there is a good bit of setup time for Memoir 44. I cannot deny that. But I will say this, that myself and another, what I would consider a veteran Memoir 44 player, we set up, played, and tore down a game of Memoir 44 in 30 minutes. So it can be done. We were both working together. So if you're setting it up by yourself, yes, it does take quite some time. I mean, the ones that I set up here, it usually takes me about half an hour when we did the live plays with the Calc and Gold campaign. I would set it up on my own. It would take around 30 minutes to set the game up. And then the game takes about the same amount of time sometimes. But usually, in order to set the game and to get it to go a little bit faster, the person you're playing with should be helping you. They set up their side, you set up your side, and everything else, usually you can get set up done in about 10-15 minutes if you have the other person helping you. Kabuki said it right. Your setup will speed up with more plays, just because you'll become more accustomed to it. Which Carcassonne would you say is your favorite currently? My favorites are coming from the Around the World version of Carcassonne, and that is the Carcassonne Amazonas, or Amazons, or Carcassonne Amazon. I can't remember exactly what the name is, but it's the one where you're racing down the river as well as doing all of that other Carcassonne type stuff. So there's that. Any thoughts on underwater cities? No, sorry. What is your favorite Carcassonne expansion? Just talked about that. Already answered that with my thing. Let's see. What move is that ATST doing in the background? Is it Footloose? I've taken some guff about that. I have. Let me see if I can reach it real quick. Basically, I have him stepping over a barrier, and people have given me some guff about it because it does shake a bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get a barrier here to connect it to this leg here, and that'll hopefully help it be a little bit more stable. But I like making action poses on my models and stuff like that, and that's exactly what I did with this one. I found out that these were fully positional legs, or positionable legs, and so when I found that out, I was like, I'm making this as absolutely mid-stride as I possibly can. So that's what I did. It does shake a little bit though, but after it stops shaking, it looks really cool. Have I played Street Masters? No, I have not. Let's see. How does your Christian faith affect your interest in gaming? I'm a pastor of a church, and I'm just curious if you've ever find yourself in conflict in that way. Definitely, because there are a lot of games out there that are that just don't mesh with a lot of the things that Christianity would teach us. So, yes, there is a conflict that way, especially because I need to play some games that I probably wouldn't have any desire to play because of those different themes or those different things that the game incorporates. But at the end of the day, it is. I look at it this way: they are nothing more than games. They are nothing more than board games. If I play a board game that has some type of dark theme around it, I'm not dabbling in those darker themes. I'm simply playing a game that uses it as a theme to help you understand what the mechanisms are doing. But I do still draw the line in some places because too much of a bad thing is just that, too much. But hit me up on Twitter or Facebook. I'd love to talk to you a little bit more about that later on, if you'd like. Have I played Deep Madness? No, I have not. Least favorite game mechanic, probably roll and move, or roll for actions, or something to that effect. Oh my goodness, I hate that mechanism because it's so swingy. I could roll a 6 for movement, and the guy next to me rolls a 1. Click, Same thing with actions. I get 6 actions. Woo! I only get 1. Oh my goodness. It's just no. Come on, you gotta do better than that. Let's see here. I have not had a chance to play City of Gears, at least the newer version. I've played it way back when, but I haven't played the new version, so I can't tell you what I think about it. Claustrophobia 1643 thoughts. I haven't played it. Seems up my alley. Well, I don't know. We'll see. The other one was a little too generic for my tastes. So yeah. What is your personal opinion regarding the acceptability or problematic nature of Magic the Gathering for a Christian? Wow, guys, you guys are pulling out all the stops today. I enjoy playing, but some of my friends are skeptical. I know a lot of Christians that play Magic the Gathering. And again, I think I'm not trying to dictate what your convictions should be. However, what I will say is this: playing Magic the Gathering, you are not dabbling in Magic. You are literally playing a card game, and you're trying to whittle your opponent's mana deck down to nothing, basically. And again, from that description, you probably know how much I play Magic the Gathering. But at the same time, it's a card game. And that's all you're playing. It's an addictive card game, don't get me wrong. So there are some vices that come along with Magic the Gathering, as with the rest of our hobby, because these things are addictive. There are a lot of things that you have to really kind of be careful with. So, yeah. Let's see here. Scrolling down, did you demo the Ares games Battlestar Galactica? I mentioned that earlier. I wasn't able to demo it, and I haven't been able to play it yet. I have everything ready to go to hit the table, but I just haven't read the rule book yet, so haven't gone down that space yet. Do you have a dedicated Warhammer 40K group you play with? No, I don't. Matter of fact, I haven't played Warhammer 40K in a very long time. Let's see. Have you ever tried Talon for space combat game? The one where you use dry erase hex tokens for your ships. No minis. Nope. And frankly, Kabuki, that description did not make me want to try it. But, that's just that. If you could pick any game that you feel is bloated with too much content, what would it be? Oh, bloated with too much content. I would say definitely Arkham Horror, the board game, has entirely too much content. But, different strokes for different folks. are both U and Z teachers. We both were teachers. That used to be our full-time jobs, and now the Dice Tower is. Have we considered selling Dice Tower calendars? We have thought about it, but we just don't know what those calendars will be. And there's a lot of other gaming calendars out there already, and we don't really want to encroach upon that territory with them that I know. So yes, we have, but probably won't happen that I know of. Do you speak any foreign languages, Sam? I dabble in a number of different ones. I can walk into a Korean restaurant and order dinner in Korean. I can say certain phrases in a number of them. I am a minimal jack of many languages and a master of none of them, including English. What is your most memorable moment you had at a convention with a stranger? Probably a game that I played, and the cool thing about that is that they were a stranger at the beginning of the game and they weren't at the end. That's the cool thing about board games, right? You learn something new about people every time you sit down at the table with them, and whereas not one particular instance is standing out above any of the others, that's probably the cool thing. What is the most Euro-y game I love? I have no idea. Oh my goodness. It was probably some kind of worker placement game. Maybe Architects of the West Kingdom is probably one of my favorite Euro-y type games because it really doesn't have any combat at all. But it definitely is strong on the Euro game side of it. So that's probably at least one of them. Did you not like the look at Monumental on Kickstarter? I actually wanted to try out Monumental at Essen because it was set up. The Board Game Geek told us that it was going to be demoed at at Essen, and it wasn't. Or no, they said it was going to be on sale at Essen. It wasn't. So I am looking forward to Monumental, but again, I don't know a whole lot about it. But there you go. Are you getting Claustrophobia 1643? Probably not. More than likely Z or Tom will get it in, and maybe I'll try it with one of them. But we'll see. Thoughts on Blackhawks firing Joel Quenneville? This is how much I stay up on the business aspect of it. I didn't even know that happened. That's unfortunate. I liked Coach Q a lot, but I don't even know why they did. So I'll look at that later because that does kind of pique my interest. I want to know why they fired him. Let's see, Zombicide Black Plague or 2.0 for co-op experience. I would go with Zombicide Black Plague for its simplicity, but it still has a very strong cooperative feel to it. Descent 2.0 was a little bit more involved as far as the role-playing aspect of it, the dungeon crawl, but I like Black Plague a lot better than Descent 2.0. What do you enjoy doing on your days off? It depends on what the days off are. If it's a Saturday, then I like watching the Tide roll. It's college football. I'm an Alabama Crimson Tide fan, so I like to do that. If it's during the week, then I usually try to catch up on things around the house as far as, doing laundry, catching up on some of those other books that I'm reading, that type of stuff. Spending time with my boys, my family. That is all stuff that I would really like to be doing on my days off. Let's see. All right, Palmer. See you later. B. Palmer. Take care. Do good in class. What do you think about the 10th anniversary of Stone Age? I think it looks cool. The snow motif is interesting. I don't think they changed anything except how the game looks. So I think that's cool. But yeah. What's a good board game based on a movie besides Star Wars? Big Trouble in Little China. That's a really good game based on a really cool movie, cheeky movie, yeah, but it's very fun, very thematic game, and I've really enjoyed it a lot. So there's that. Let's see here. Hi, Sam. Is the term having fun correct when you play Holding On, The Troubled Life of Billy Kerr? By the way, I hope I wasn't too intrusive when I walked a bit with you at the entrance of Essen Spiel. No, absolutely not. You were not. We encourage people to walk and talk with us as much as we possibly can. But yeah, Holding On, Troubled Life of Billy Kerr. It's fun in the aspect that you're working together trying to piece together the fractured memories of this guy's life to understand what it is that he's needing from you, whether it be physical or emotional care. To say that it's having fun, yeah, I guess you can, because the experience of working together is fun. And when we played it at Essen, we had a lot of fun. We were laughing and joking, and probably was darker humor because I was taking on the role of kind of a Dr. House, MD, where I was just being very, obtuse and difficult and that type of thing, and so it was a fun experience. But yeah, we ultimately lost, and Mr. Kerr actually did pass away. But there wasn't really much we could do about it. It was our first time playing the game. We came close. We only needed, I think, 2 more matches for those the memory timelines down below. So we came close, but ultimately, yeah, he was a goner. If you had to choose one dexterity game, what would you go with? Wow, dexterity game, what would you go with? Probably Ice Cool or Ice Cool 2, because it fits with so many different age levels, and it's challenging on so many different age levels as well. And it's got a pretty neat little fun theme that goes around with it as well. Are minis necessary for a war game? Or would you be okay with some tokens with images of characters they represent? Well, I do like Heroes of Normandy and the Heroes of Blackreach that's coming out soon, and they have tokens with top-down images of the squad, and also has all of the squad's capabilities and abilities on them. So no, I don't think they're necessary, but at the same time, man, they really do enhance the game a lot, giving that that third dimension aspect to a game that really kind of helps with that. So no, they're not necessary, but they definitely enhance the fun factor for me. What do you think about using games for teaching logic and math? Yeah, absolutely. What games do you suggest for that purpose? Wrong person to ask. Tom would definitely be the better person to ask for that. But really, any game. You might also want to ask. You might want to go check out some of the videos that Max Davey has been doing. Great games for amazing kids. He talks about some of that, teaching logic and teaching educational function and that type of, or not educational, executive function in games, stuff like that. So try that out. Were you able to play more Gloom Haven, or is Tom still keeping it for himself? No, he has not played Gloom Haven with us anymore. I don't even know if he's playing it on his own anymore. After Essen, we brought back 125 games in our luggage. We still have 18 boxes of games coming. So we are inundated with new stuff. So the older stuff is being put on the back burner right now. How much? Let me get back to that. I got to read the correct. How much time did you devote to election coverage? About as much time as it took for me to go in and vote, and that's it. Pretty much, I cast my vote. I let the chips fall where they may, and then that's it. I saw another guy, Gary Pope. He posted a picture yesterday of he was holding up his I vote sticker, and he said, "This is my official. I can gripe now, or I can complain." He used another word for it, but I thought that was interesting because not that he really I think it was a tongue-in-cheek post for him, from what I know about him and that type of thing, and he's a great guy. But it's funny how sometimes people take that and they really do mean it. It's like, okay, I voted. I'm going to let you know exactly why I voted, and it's like they take this. they think it's now, because they voted, they now think that they have to tell everybody why they voted for what they did, and if they didn't vote for the same thing that you voted wrong. And I've heard of people just quitting Facebook now because they're just tired of it. They're tired of all of the political posts. They're tired of all the complaining that's going on. And Facebook is just not the place for that. It doesn't do any good, as far as I'm concerned, at least. So why cause division? Sometimes division has to happen because there is a definite wrong, there's a definite right, and sometimes division has to happen. But you know what? If you can't talk to your own family, connected family, aunts and uncles and brothers and sisters and stuff like that, if you can't talk to them on Facebook without causing some kind of division between, you're barking up the wrong tree. And I'm probably going too far into this, but to answer your question, I did not vote hardly any electric. I looked at some of the results this morning for maybe 5-6 minutes, and that was about it. Last night we were at game night, and when I got home it was 11:30 at night, and so it's time for bed. So yeah, I didn't devote hardly any time at all. Have you ever been to Philly before PAX last year? No. What did you think of the city? It was definitely a city. I enjoyed all of we went to an escape room and did a colonially themed, a colonial, Revolutionary War themed escape room. That was cool. We went to Independence Hall. We saw the Liberty Bell. We did a lot of the cool stuff that Philly offers. And I did not run up the museum stairs as I wanted to because Rocky was one of my favorite movies growing up. But I like the city. I think it's, people have referred to it as the city of brotherly shove. And that, while that might be true, we didn't feel that while we were there. We really enjoyed everything about Philly, and we're looking forward to going back. Do you have any opinion of the Nemesis game? No, I don't. I haven't played it yet. We have got a copy of it in, but don't have an opinion on it yet. How strict are you regarding rules when playing a learning game? Well, if it's a learning game, we of course want to try to get as many of the rules possible correct, with the caveat being that you're going to miss something more often than not. That's why you usually have to play a game more than once before you, and at least in my opinion, before you review it, because you could have missed something or done something wrong, and you won't catch that until a second or possibly a third play. There's been games that I've played for years, and people have said, "Hey, you're doing this wrong," and I'm like, don't care, because we've just played it all the time that way, and we've really enjoyed it. So that's how we've done it. Let's see. What's a multi-sided game where you don't mind the politics that arise between players? Politics between players? I don't know what you mean by that, so I'm not going to answer the question. I apologize. I have not tried Sword and Sorcery Ancient Chronicles yet. I will as soon as we get a copy in, but not yet. Jesse Black, I'm considering shaving my hair off, but would like some advice. What type of razor? Shaving cream or no? How often do you shave? Anything helps. Thanks. I usually shave whenever I feel like it. As far as a razor is concerned, Z would definitely disagree with me on most of this, but I just use, I'm a member of the Dollar Shave Club online, and they send me their stuff, and their stuff is great. Their shea butter for lather is better than any shaving cream I've ever used. So there's that. I use but you have to be careful. I've cut myself so many times, especially back in the places where you can't see, and you really have to be careful with it, especially if you use one of those multi-blade shavers like I do. They can really take off a strip of skin really fast. I mean, I've had strips of skin where I just went and it cut a little sliver of skin off about that long, and yeah, that doesn't stop bleeding anytime soon, in case you're wondering. But there you go. King of Tokyo or New York? Why? I like King of Tokyo better because it's a little bit more of a streamlined version. New York is more of a gamer's game type version of King of Tokyo, where you have a lot of other decisions that you have to make during the course of the game. I like King of Tokyo for its simplicity and its brevity, really. What do you think of Third Reich, the complete Hex War game? I've not played it, so I apologize. As a Penguins fan, I also think it was a bad decision to fire Coach Q. Well, now I'm really interested in it because that's really kind of great on me. I really liked him. When is the next part of your top 100 games coming? I believe this week, and then we'll have another one next week. We're doing one section each. Isn't there swearing in Big Trouble in Little China game, though? Yes, there is, but it's all reading. So you don't have to read the word. You can transpose that word for whatever you want. So there is that, yes. It's not a family game per se, just like the movie isn't necessarily a family movie. There's cussing in the movie as well, so you have to turn your own inhibitors on, and if your own inhibitors keep you from getting the game, that's your decision, not mine. But yes, there is a little bit of that in there. I would say it's definitely somewhere in between PG and PG-13 right now, because I've noticed that PG-13 now you can include one F-bomb. There isn't any of that in Big Trouble in Little China. It's a little bit more, I don't know the word for it. It's just not as bad as what you would find in a PG-13 movie now. Lawrence Gatos. As a Christian, when I play a game, I feel a borderline theme is so the prayer in my head, reaffirming my beliefs. Okay, there's that. There you can do that, but it's really I don't want to. I don't want anybody to think like I'm telling you what you should or should not be, or what your conviction should or should not be on anything. That is a personal decision that you need to make on your own. And I'm not going to make it for you. I'm just explaining to you what I think. Since the release of TI4, has your list of favorite factions changed? Have you had enough time to play 2? No, I haven't had. I've played it maybe 2 or 3 times altogether since it's come out, so I haven't played it a whole lot. But so yeah, my favorite faction was Ghosts of Cruz, and it is still Ghosts of Cruz. So Family Showdown has shown up. Howdy, folks. Good to see you, Hunter. Let's see here. Oh, it jumped on me. I'm sorry. Let me go back to the beginning. Ooh, message retracted. Tales 13. Okay, there we go. Hunter's going to be at PAX. Woohoo! Looking forward to that, man. Haven't seen Hunter in a long time. Good. Just received Conan in the mail. Excited to give it a try. You still like it? Yes. That mechanism, the river mechanism, where the Overlord has to choose the minions he's going to activate, and they're more expensive. The further down the river you go. Love that. Also love using your health and hit points as action abilities. You have to be careful with how you do that because you can overexert yourself. Really enjoy that game. I probably think that Conan is a little bit more of an adult-ish theme, not completely, of course, but I think using the same mechanism in Batman was a great idea from their company, because I think that is a more palatable theme than was Conan. So, but yes, I do really enjoy that game. Which gaming component feels the best in your hands to fidget with? I'm going to have to agree with what Kabuki said there. Dice are probably the more, or cubes, or something that has some type of angular edge on it, or something to that effect. Teaching math power grid. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, you could do that. I could see that. Johan Estevez says, Sam, during the testing games stream, it looked like you were upset that Z was criticizing the games you were teaching. Raid, Smith and Winterforge, would you mind speaking about the situation? No, I was not upset with. It's just it's a running joke because we all have our different styles of teaching games, and sometimes my style is not what Z's looking for, and so forth and so on. Sometimes the same thing can happen when Z's teaching a game or when Tom's teaching a game. It's not anything that I almost feel like move along. There's nothing to see here. It's that type of thing. But no, it was more tongue in cheek than anything else. So yeah. What rule in a game do you constantly see people get wrong? Well, usually it's more often than not, it's me teaching the game, so it's my fault if they get it wrong. But well, in Blood Rage, it's strange because whenever you can pillage with a ship. And a lot of people, when I do that in a game, they're like, huh? You can do that? Yeah, you can pillage with a ship. So that's one thing I've seen people get a lot wrong with. Another one with Blood Rage is there can be multiples. This is one I think that I got wrong. You can have multiple ships in a fjord, and you can have multiple of your own ships in the fjord as well, like if you have the Sea Serpent and another and your regular boat, and that's one that I've gotten wrong before. I thought that you could only have one ship in a fjord. Like if your Sea Serpent was in a fjord, you couldn't then put your boat there. That's what I thought, but apparently I've been told I was wrong. Let's see here. What inspires your creativity? Wanting to make a better looking video, I guess. I guess you're talking about editing videos and that type of thing, but wanting to get across what I want to say a little bit in a better format. That's what I'm looking for. I still have never gotten an I voted sticker. They must not be a thing where I live. Yeah, maybe so. I'm going to skip up a little bit because we're past 1 o'clock and we do have another. You can pillage with a ship. Yes, I know. Dice Tower has a teaching game site. Excuse me. I always found the reinforcements rule for Blood Rage to be vague. Did you get a copy of Soul of the Empire? No, I have not yet, but hopefully I will. Interested in acquiring Massive Darkness I'm interested in acquiring Massive Darkness. I'm a bit concerned with other reviews on whether the leveling system could be unbalanced, which you suggest the fun outweighs this opinion. Again, the leveling system could be unbalanced. Sure, maybe, possibly. I don't take the game that seriously. It's just a fun dungeon crawl with great looking minis. Period. What is the Dice Steeple theme music? That is actually a song that Dan and the band that he used to play or still does play saxophone for wrote and made way back when. So that's where that theme music came from. David Bennett says, want to thank you for all the work you do, both with the tabletop community and your church. Well, thank you. I certainly appreciate that very much so. Any upcoming movies you're excited to see? I haven't really been paying attention to that very much. I'm looking forward to Creed 2 very much. My son and I were just talking about that last night. So that would probably be one I'm looking forward to. Have you found a pressure to get through a lot of reviews as major preferences shift towards shorter games? Not necessarily. It's just I don't get the longer games played. I still like them. I still enjoy them. I just don't get to play them as often as I used to. Not that my preference has shifted that way towards shorter games. It's just that, honestly, shorter games are easier to review than the longer games are because there's just less in them. There's less content in them, generally speaking. So, yeah. Back to Blood Rage, what expansion would you suggest I pick up first? Don't need 5-player. The Mystics and the Gods. Those are the two that I would pick up, probably in that order as well, because the Mystics give you another type of unit on the board that really kind of changes how the game plays a little bit. And then on top of that, the Gods will change, gives specific rules in 2 of the provinces during each of the ages that will also further slightly change how the game is played, but not so much so that it's overwhelming. All right, so that's going to be about it. Let's go ahead and start with our lightning round. I usually like to end my Q&As with this, where you give me 2 things that I need to choose between, and I'll do the best to choose between them. If you give me peanut butter or jelly, I'll choose peanut butter because peanut butter is awesome, and where jelly can be too sweet sometimes. That type of thing. So we're going to start that as soon as it starts coming up here. Thank you, Gamera for 23 for tuning in, and everybody else as well for tuning in as well. So that's good. So let's go ahead and keep going here. I know. I'm doing lightning round now, man. See, I'm already getting kicked out. Venom or Carnage? Definitely Venom. Carnage is a bad dude, man. At least Venom has a kind of a funny Cuban sandwich or Cuban cigar. You don't really know me. Cuban sandwich. That's a burger or hot dog. Burger. Swords or sorcery? Swords. I've always been a barbarian kind of guy. Pitchcar or Pitchcar Mini? Mini, it fits on the table a little bit better. Inish, Kemet with set. Ooh. I'm going to go with Kemet with set. I just like the one versus all. Shards of Infinity or Hero Realms? Hero Realms. Chits or Meeples? Meeples. Twix or Kit Kat? Twix. Luke Skywalker original trilogy or Last Jedi? Wow, I really liked Luke Skywalker original trilogy. I felt Last Jedi. I liked him too. I'm going to go with Last Jedi. I really liked Luke's role, even though I didn't agree with some of the decisions his character made. Lords of Hellas or Rising Sun? Lords of Hellas, bar none. Baked or mashed potato? Ooh. I'm going to go with baked potato because I like eating the skin, and I also like dressing up a baked potato as well. Rising Sun or Blood Rage? Come on, people. You know this answer. Blood Rage. Tom or Z? I never answer that question. Stop asking it. Hot cocoa or eggnog? Ooh. I'm going to go with hot cocoa for the most part. Coach Q or the new guy? I don't know who the new guy is. I'm going to go with Coach Q because I really liked him. Chicken salad or tuna salad? Tuna salad. That's my favorite. Chicken salad is okay, but tuna salad is the best. Alien artifacts. Okay, that's not a lightning round. Lord of the Rings or Star Wars? Star Wars, if ever so slightly. Memoir 44 or Heroes of Normandy? Memoir 44 is my favorite. Is my favorite game of those two, but I really do enjoy Heroes of Normandy. Cash and Guns or Good Critters? Probably Cash and Guns. Bumblebee or Aquaman? Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot both of those are coming out. I'm looking forward to both of those. Are you reviewing Galactic Warlords anytime soon? That's not a lightning round question, but yes, soon. 30-minute game or 4-hour game? Depends on the game, honestly. Really does depend on the game. Blood or Rage? If you split them apart like that, neither of them, because they'll both hurt. Hockey or football? Hockey. Glasses or contacts? I actually do prefer contacts. I just can't afford them. Turkey or ham for Thanksgiving? Both, because both are necessary. Breakaway or penalty shot? Breakaways are always more fun to watch. Space or fantasy? Depends. Emperor S4 or Simon? Also depends. Rain or snow? I'm going to go with snow, because rain is just bleh. At least you can play in the snow, right? Barbecue or ketchup? Barbecue. Dogs or cats? Dogs. Blu-ray or digital download? Digital download, because you don't have to worry about getting a scratch on the Blu-ray. Rebellion or Memoir 44? Ooh. Memoir 44, just because it's a little bit more easy to get to the table. Imperial Assault or Descent? Imperial Assault. Flip a coin or roll a die? Roll a die. A photosynthesis or planet? I'm going to go with photosynthesis. Hamburger or hot dog? Already answered that. Waffle or pancake? Waffle, because it has those little cups that hold the syrup. Gunfight or knife fight? I'd rather avoid both fights if I could. Swiss, Havarti, or provolone? I usually get provolone on all my sandwiches. Jedi or Sith? Come on, man, Jedi. Gerbils or hamsters? Don't care. Lords of Hellas or Rising Sun? Lords of Hellas. KFC or Popeyes? Popeyes. And that's going to be it for me. I'm going to go ahead and shut this down because it is time for me to go. Tom has his 2 o'clock showing of, oh man, I can't remember the name of it now. Crowdfunding. So we've got to get Derek in here to set up for that, and he is going to be doing so here pretty quickly. So I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. I want to thank you guys and gals for joining me. I certainly appreciate you taking time out of your day to do so. It's been great talking to you. I hope you've enjoyed it as well. I'm going to get on out of here. Take care, y'all. See you later. Bye-bye.